Welcome to Condisher Designs. Today we are going to make a cheesecloth ghost. Cheesecloth ghosts are really fun to make. They're easy and you can do all sorts of different sizes, whatever works for your decorating needs for the holiday season. Let's go over some of the supplies we will need for this craft. You'll need a pair of scissors, a little piece of black felt, a plastic spoon, an 1/8 cup water, some acrylic paint of color of your choice, a couple of mason jars. One is to hold our cheesecloth. The other is to mix the water and the fabric stiffener. And if you choose the acrylic paint, you want to mix it in with that too. You'll need fabric stiffener and draping liquid, a balloon, some accessories for the ghost to hold, either a bat or a cauldron or whatever you would like, cheesecloth, a bowl, a ruler, pipe cleaner, fairy lights. I like fairy lights with a remote. Doesn't have to have a remote. I just find it easier to turn them on and off with that remote. Glue, you can either use your E6000, you can use school glue, or you can use a glue gun. Ribbon, any ribbon of choice that you would like. A paintbrush, and glow-in-the-dark paint. If you want your ghost to glow in the dark, that is an option. All right, let's get started. One thing that I do like to do is I like to put some parchment paper down to help protect my work area. You can use a paper bag, anything that can protect your work surface and make for easy cleanup. All right, so first we're going to take our mason jar and we're going to take the band off. And we're gonna put that aside. We're gonna grab our pipe cleaners. I have a total of 4 pipe cleaners, 2 for each hand or arm and hand. I'm going to bend these just like that to make it so the ghost will have some hands and it will help hold up the cheesecloth. We're going to twist that around a little bit. Right, and then we're going to put it into our mason jar and just bend it a little bit and do the same on the other 2. Bend it to make the hands. Now that one went a lot smoother. And put it in our mason jar and bend it for our arms and our hands. Then you're going to twist the band back onto your mason jar. This can be a little tricky, but it will make it so it has a nice hold to our arms and our hands for our ghosts. So just like that. Next, we're going to take a balloon and we're going to blow up the balloon to any size that you feel is going to be good for your ghosts. So I'm going to do it about like that. I'll probably let a little air out of it. Right there. All right, I'm going to tie that in a knot. All right, perfect. You can see my pink cheesecloth ghost in the background. All right. So now we need to get our cheesecloth ready. So I have some cheesecloth right here. We're gonna put this to the side for a moment. Okay, so we need to measure our cheesecloth. I think that it is good to measure your cheesecloth for this size of a jar to about 18 inches. That way it gives lots of room, so there's some on the ground to help the ghost stand up. So we're gonna measure that and cut our pieces. All right, so you want to measure those to 18 inches. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's a ghost, so just as close as you can is great. And then you're going to take your cheesecloth and you're going to open each one of those. We did 3, so I think 3 is a good number for this. So just open up each one of them. Next, we're going to take our fabric stiffener and we are going to measure about a 1/4 cup into your mason jar. Oh, sorry about that squeak. Take that off. All right. I don't like to use too much. I just think this will be enough to cover the 3 pieces of cheesecloth to put onto our ghost. So that is about a 1/4 cup. And then I'm going to take a 1/4 cup water and I'm going to pour it into our mason jar. This will help thin it to make it easier and make the stiffener go a lot further. Now, if you want to paint your ghost pink or blue or green, now would be the time to put in your acrylic paint. I recommend about a tablespoon of paint to this amount of stiffener and water. And then you go ahead and mix it. I'm not coloring this ghost today. I'm just making a white ghost for you. But I do have my pink ghost that I've done and she's adorable. So the paint really works well. All right. So now we have that and we're going to pour this into our bowl. Now, some of you will be able to measure it into the bowl. I like to measure the liquids into a jar to get more of a precise of what I would like. But you can just put it in there if you know exactly what you want. Now, before we start putting the cheesecloth into our mixture, we want to make sure that our pipe cleaners are just the way we want them to be. And I'm going to twist this one a little bit more forward. And this one as well. There we go. All right, now taking one cheesecloth at a time, we're going to put it into the mixture and we're going to really get it soaked in there. Get that all in there. Just like that. Pull it out and wring it out. Wring it out really good. That gives us more of the liquid for our other 2 cheesecloths that we're going to do. So really, and it helps when doing this to make sure that your cheesecloth is covered in your liquid. Maybe even dip it twice just to make sure. squeeze that out. And you might have to make more if you don't have enough. Just do the steps again to make more. All right, I think this is good. I'm gonna move that to the side. As you can tell, it is messy. And I'm gonna open this up. Make sure it's really good. And I'm gonna take it and, I'm gonna make sure it's all the way open. And then we're just going to lay it over our balloon, just like that, and then start kind of shaping it the way we want it. There we go, and that's our first piece. Let's do another piece, just the same way. Get it in there, get it soaked really good. Move it around your fingers. And wring it out. And continue this process through the second and the third one. When you are about finished, you want to make sure, once again, that your cheesecloth has enough space between the glass jar and out. I'd give it a couple of inches so your ghost will have a nice stand and won't need the support of the jar. It should be able to be supported by the material that we've put around it with the stiffener. All right, I like how our ghost is looking. So now we have to let it dry. And this could take a while. I suggest letting it dry overnight. All right, we let our ghost dry and it has a really good stiffness to it. So I love how it's looking. So now we are going to take our black felt and we're going to make our eyes to put onto our ghost. I have the eyes cut out now. We're gonna glue these onto our ghost before we take our ghost out of the form. Just think it's easier. If you do use a hot glue gun, I recommend taking the balloon and everything out of the cheesecloth because we don't want it to stick to the inside of our ghost. So I'm just taking some E6000 and I put a little bit on the back. And I'm gonna place it about right there. I'm gonna do the same with this one. I'm gonna put the lid on there. Glue seems to pour out of there pretty fast. And I'm gonna put that one right there. And just move it around until you like where it is and let that dry. Let's glue on our accessory now. You can use lots of different things for an accessory. You can make a little banner for the ghost to hold that says boo or trick or treat. You could have your ghost holding a little trick or treat bucket, a little stuffed animal. I am going to have our ghost today hold this little bat. And I'm going to take hot glue gun for this one. And I'm going to put it on the back of my bat. A good amount. And I'm going to put it right there on him holding that, just like that. I'm gonna hold it there for a little bit. Make sure that glue is hardening up. Making sure also that the pipe cleaner is not getting stuck to that hot glue. All right, now the fun part. We are going to take our ghost and we're going to remove the jar with the chenille stems and the balloon and see if our ghost will stand up all on his own. So we're gonna carefully take that out, move that to the side, get this balloon out. Might be a little hard to get the balloon out, just keep moving it around, it will come. There we go. And there we have it. So cute. Now, if you would like your ghost to glow in the dark, I'm going to take my Ultimate Glow and I'm going to put it in my cup. I'm going to take a brush that has bristle. I do not recommend using a foam brush because the foam will come apart as you start putting it onto your ghost. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some paint. I'm going to turn our ghost upside down. And I'm going to start applying the paint to our ghost. Now that we're done putting some glow-in-the-dark paint on the inside of our ghost, once again, it's optional. You don't have to. I just like to see the ghost glow after the lights are turned off. While our ghost is drying, now is a good time if you want your ghost to be a little girl ghost to make a little bow for her. So this is one that I made that has a little bow. It has a boo banner and she's pink. So to make a bow, you can do your bows any way you would like, whatever you think is going to look really good on your ghost. The size and everything is determined by how big your ghost is. So I wasn't going to give my ghost a mouth, but the more I'm looking at him, I'm thinking a little mouth would be fun to put on. So I'm gonna glue a little mouth onto him, taking the E6000 again. And we have our glow-in-the-dark paint in the inside. It's drying. So we'll put our ghost's mouth on here too, and it can dry with the paint. I think that gives him a lot of charm. Our ghost is all dry, so we're going to put our fairy lights into him. I suggest when you're doing this, I'd have him pretty close to where you want him to be for the holiday season. Fix him all up. Here's our ghost all done. And here's our pink ghost that I told you about. And she's been in our video quite a few times. And this is what it looks like with the lights off and they're all glowing. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to keep getting content like this. And we will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.